Greetings. This is Thomas Finch, speaking for the Alumni Shakespeare Troupe Broadcasting Service. We would like to thank you all for coming out to see our production of The Merchant of Venice, set in the late 1800s to early 1900s, otherwise known as the Victorian period. In case of emergency, there are bathrooms in the lobby that you can find through the rear exits of the auditorium, not the sides, you distracting monster. In the unlikely case of a real emergency, there are exits to your right and to your left, and ADA accessible exits towards the rear of the auditorium. This show is dedicated to the directors of the Homeschool Shakespeare Troupe, who taught us to be thespians and made this show possible. This is our thank you for all the time and effort you spent shaping us. So, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to sit back, relax, and try to enjoy our rendition of The Merchant of Venice. Thank you.
Is made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a want wit sadness makes of me that I have much ado to know myself.
Your mind, my dear friend, is tossing on the ocean there, where your argosies with their portly sail do overpeer any petty trafficker as they fly by them with their woven wings.
Had you such ventured forth, perhaps the better part of your affections would be with your hopes abroad. You should be still plucking the grass to see where sits the wind.
But tell not me, for I know Antonia is sad to think upon her merchandise.
Believe me, no. My fortunes are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place, nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of this present year. Therefore, my merchandise makes me not sad.
Why then you must be in love!
Fine. Let us say that I am sad because I am not merry. Is it as easy for me to laugh and leap and say, I am merry because I am not sad? Yes. By two-headed Janus, nature has framed strange fellows in her time. Oh, here comes Bassanio and Lorenzo and Graziano.
Fare thee well. I leave you now with better company. I would have stayed until I had made you marry if worthier friends had not prevented me.
Your worth is very dear in my regard.
Good morrow, my good lords.
You look not well, Signorina Antonia. You have too much respect upon the world. They lose it that you fight with much care.
I hold the world but as the world, Graziano, a stage where everyone must play a part, and mine a sad one.
Let me play the fool. With mirth and laughter, let old wrinkles come. Why should a man whose blood is warm within, fit like her grandsire, cut in alabaster. There are a sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond, and do a willful stillness entertain, with a purpose to be dressed in opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit, as who should say, I am Sir Oracle, and when I open my lips, let no dog bark. Oh, my dear Antonia, I do know these, that therefore are only reputed wise, for saying nothing. But fish not with this melancholy baked, this fool gudgeon, this opinion. Come, good Lorenzo. Fare you well a while. I'll end my exhortation after dinner.
Well, we will leave you then till supper time. You must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Gratiano never lets me speak.
Well, keep me company but 2 years more. Thou shalt not know the sound of thine own tongue.
Fare you well. I'll grow a talker for this year. Is that anything now?
Gratiano speaks an infinite deal of nothing. His reasons are as 2 grains of wheat hid in 2 bushels of chaff. You shall search all day ere you find them, and when you have them, they're not worth the search.
Well, tell me now, what lady is the same to whom you swore this secret pilgrimage that you today promised to tell me of?
Antonia, to you I owe the most in money and in love, and from your love I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes.
Bassanio, you know me well, and herein waste your time to wind about my love with circumstance. And out of doubt, you do me now more wrong in making question of my uttermost than if you had made waste of all I have. So, do but say to me what I should do, that in your knowledge may by me be done, and if it stand, as you yourself still do, within the eye of honor, be assured. My purse, my person, my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasions. In Belmont is a lady, richly left, and she is fair, and fairer of that word of wondrous virtue. Her name is Portia. Nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for the 4 winds blow in from every coast, renowned suitors. My Antonia, had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, well, I have a mind presages me such grit, I should questionless be fortunate. Thou knowest that all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise a present sum. Therefore, go forth, try what my credit can in Venice do. That shall be racked, even to the uttermost, to furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia. Go presently inquire, and so will I, where money is, and I no question make to have it of my trust and for my sake. Nerissa, my little body is aweary of this great world. I can neither choose whom I like nor refuse whom I dislike. Thus is the will of a living daughter curbed by the will of a dead father. Is it not hard, Nerissa, that I can neither choose one nor refuse none?
Your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their deaths have good inspirations. Therefore, the lottery that he hath devised needs 3 chests of gold, silver, and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning chooses you, will no doubt never be chosen by any rightly, but one whom you shall rightly love. But what warmth is there in your affection toward any of these princely suitors that are already come?
I pray thee, overname them.
First, there's the Neapolitan prince.
Aye, that's a colt indeed, for he doth nothing but talk of his horse. And he makes it a great appropriation to his own good parts, that he can shew him himself.
Then there's the County Palatine.
Well, he doth nothing but frown. He hears merry tales, and he smiles not. I fear he will prove the weeping philosopher when he grows old.
How like you, the young German, Duke of Saxony's nephew?
Very vilely in the morning when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon when he is drunk. Nerissa, I will do anything, or I will be married to a sponge.
You need not fear, lady, the having of any of these lords, for they have acquainted me with their determination, which is, indeed, to return to their home, and to trouble you with no more suit, unless it may be won by some other sort than your father's imposition depending on the castle.
I am glad that this parcel of wooers are so reasonable. There's not one among them but I dote on his very absence, and I pray God will grant them a fair departure.
Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, a scholar, and a soldier, that came hither in the company of the Marquis of Montferrat?
Yes, it was Bassanio. As I think he was so called.
True man, he, of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon, was the best deserving of a fair lady.
I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of thy praise. How now, what news?
The 3 strangers seek for you, madame, to take their leave. And there is word from a 4th. The Prince of Morocco will be here tonight.
I could bid the 5th welcome with as good a heart as I can bid the other 4 farewell. I should be glad of his approach. Come, Nerissa, Serago before.
3,000 ducats. Well,
I serve for 3 months,
for 3 months. Well,
for the which, as I told you, Antonia shall be bound.
3,000 ducats for 3 months, and Antonia bound.
Your answer to that?
Antonia is a good woman.
Have you heard any imputation to the contrary?
No. My meaning in saying Antonia is a good woman is to have you understand me that she is sufficient. I understand she hath an argosy to Tripolis, another to the Indies. But ships are but board, sailors but men. There be land thieves and water thieves, land rats and water rats. I mean pirates.
She is, notwithstanding, sufficient. 3,000 ducats. I think I may take her bond.
Be assured you may.
I will be assured I may, and I may be assured I will. Bethink me, may I speak with Antonia?
If it please you to dine with us.
Yes, to smell pork. No, I will buy with you, sell with you, walk with you, talk with you, and so following, but I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you. What news on the Rialto? Who is she who comes here?
This is Signorina Antonia.
How like a fawning publican she looks. I hate her. For she is a Christian, but more for that in low simplicity she lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance with us here in Venice. If I can catch her once upon the hip, I will feed fat the ancient grudge I bear her. She rails there where the merchants most do congregate on me, my bargains, and my well-won thrift, which she calls interest. Cursed be me if I forgive her.
Shylock, do you hear?
Rest you fair, good signorina, your worship was the last thing in our mouths.
Shylock, albeit I neither lend nor borrow by the taking or the giving of excess, yet to supply the ripe wants of my friend, I will break a custom. Is he yet possessed? How much you would?
Aye, 3,000 ducats.
And for 3 months.
For 3 months, you told me so. Now, for the bond, let me see the rate.
Well, Shylock, shall we be beholding to you?
Signorina Antonia, many a time and oft in the Rialto you have rated me about my monies and my usances. Still, I have borne it with a patient shrug. You that did foot me as you spurn a stranger cur. What should I say to you? Should I not say, hath a dog money? Is it possible a cur can lend 3,000 ducats? Shall I bend low and in a bondman's key with bated breath and whispering humbleness say this, fair madam, you spat on me Wednesday last. You spurned me such a day. Another time you called me dog, and for these courtesies I lend thus much monies.
I am as like to call thee so again, to spit on thee again, to spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to your friends, for when did friendship take a breed for barren metal of his friend? But lend it rather to thy enemy, who if she break, thou mayest with better face exact the penalty.
Why, look how you storm. I would be friends with you and have your love. Forget the shames that you stained me with. Supply your present wants, and take no doit of usance for my monies. And you'll not hear this. This is kind I offer.
This were kindness?
This kindness will I show. Go with me to a notary, seal me there your single bond, and in a merry sport, if you repay me not on such a day, let the forfeiture be nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh, to be cut off and taken in what part of your body pleaseth me.
Yes, Shylock. I'll seal into this bond and say there is much kindness in the Jew.
You shall not seal to such a bond for me, or rather dwell in my necessity.
Why? Fear not, man. I will not forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice 3 times the value of this bond.
Oh, Father Abram, what these Christians are! whose own hard dealings teaches them suspect the thoughts of others. I pray you, tell me this. If she should break her day, what should I gain by the exaction of the forfeiture? A pound of flesh taken from a woman is not so profitable, esteemable neither than the flesh of muttons, beef, or goats. I say, to buy her favor, I extend this friendship. If she will take it, so. If not, adieu. And for my love, I pray you, wrong me not.
Content. In faith, I'll seal to this bond.
Then meet me forthwith at the notary's.
Hie thee. A gentle Jew. This Hebrew will turn Christian. He grows kind.
I like not fair terms and a villain's mind.
Come on. In this, there can be no dismay. My ships come home a month before the day.
Dislike me not for my complexion, the shadowed livery of the burnished sun. I would not change this to you, except to steal your thoughts, my gentle queen. I pray you, lead me to the caskets, to try my fortune, by this scimitar that slew the Sophie and a Persian prince, that won 3 fields from Sultan Solomon. I would outsteer the sternest eyes that look. I'll brave the heart most daring on the earth, to win thee, lady. But, alas the while, Hercules and Lichess play at dice. Which is the better man, the greater throw, may turn by fortune from the weaker hand. So is Alcides beaten by his page, and so may I, blind fortune leading me, miss that which one unworthier may attain, and die with grieving.
You must make your choice, and either not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose that if you choose wrong, never to speak to lady afterward in way of marriage. Therefore be advised.
Nor will not. Come, bring me unto my chance.
First forward to the temple. After dinner your hazard shall be made.
Good fortune, then, to make me blessed or cursed among men.
Certainly my conscience will serve me to run from this Jew, my master. The fiend is at mine elbow and tempts me, saying to me, Gobbo, Lancelot Gobbo, use your legs, take the start, run away! Well, my conscience says, Lancelot, budge not. Budge, says the fiend. Budge not, says my conscience. Certainly the Jew is the very devil incarnal. The fiend gives the friendlier counsel. I will run, fiend. My heels at your commandment, I will run.
Oh, master, young men, which is the way to master Jews?
Oh, heavens. This is my true begotten father, who, being more than sand blind, high gravel blind, knows me not. I will try confusions with him.
Master, young men, gentlemen, which is the way to master Jews?
Turn upon your right hand at the next turning. But at the next turning of all, on your left. Mary, at the very next turning, turn of no hand, but down, indirectly to the king's house.
By Suntis would be a hard way to hit. Can you tell me whether one Lancelot that dwells within dwell with him or no?
Talk you of young master Lancelot? Mark me now I will raise the waters. Talk you of young master Lancelot?
No, master, sir. but a poor man's son. His father, though I say, is an honest exceeding poor man.
Talk not of Master Lancelot, father, for the young gentleman is indeed deceased, or as would say in plain terms, gone to heaven.
Why, the boy was the very staff of my age, my very prop.
Do I look like a cudgel or a hovel post? A staff or a prop? Do you know me, father?
Alack, sir, I am sand-blind. I know you not.
Nay, if you had your eyes, you might fail in the knowing of me. It is a wise father who knows his own child. Well, old man, I will give you news of your son. Give me your blessing. Truth will come to light.
I pray you, sir, stand up. I am sure you are not Lancelot, my boy.
Pray you, let's have no more fooling about it. I am Lancelot, your boy that was, your son that is, your child that shall be.
Cannot think you are my son.
I know not what I shall think of that, but I am Lancelot, the Jew's man, and I know that Marjorie, your wife, is my mother.
Her name is Marjorie indeed. I'll be sworn, if thou be Lancelot, thou art my own flesh and blood. Lord, how thou art changed. How does thou and thy master agree? I brought him a present. How you agree now?
I am famished in his service. You can tell every finger I have with my ribs. Father, I am glad you are come. Give me your gift to one Master Bassanio. Here comes the man. To him, sir, give your gift.
God bless your word.
Gramercy.
Here is my
Wouldst
son,
thou
sir.
art with me?
Here is my son, sir. A poor boy.
Not a poor boy, sir, but the rich Jew's man. That would, sir, as my father shall specify.
He hath a great infection, sir. One would say to serve.
To be brief, the very truth is that the Jew, having done me wrong, doth cause me, as my father being, I hope, a old man shall fruitify unto you.
I have a dish of doves that I would bestow upon your worship. And my suit is...
To be very brief, the suit is impertinent to myself, as your worship shall see by this honest old man. And though I say it, though old man, yet poor man, my father.
One speak for both. What would you?
Serve you, sir.
That is the very defect of the matter, sir.
Oh, I know thee well. Thou hast obtained thy suit. Shylock, thy master, spoke with me this day, and hath preferred thee, if it be preferment, to leave the service of a rich man and become the follower of so poor a gentleman.
The old proverb is very well parted between my master Shylock and you, sir. You have the grace of God, and he hath enough.
Thou speakest it well. Go, take leave of thy old master, go farther with thy son. Give him a livery more guarded than his fellows. See it done.
Father, I cannot give service. I have no tongue in my head. Well, if there be any man in Italy that have a fairer table, that doth offer to swear upon a book, I will have good fortune. Father, come. We'll take the leave of the Jew in the twinkling of an eye. Bassanio!
Graziano!
I have a suit to you.
You have obtained it.
You must not deny me. I must go with you. To Belmont!
Why then you must. But, Graziano, thou art too rude, too wild, and bold of voice. Pray thee, take pains to allay with some cold drops of modesty thy skipping spirit, lest I be misconstrued in the place I go and lose my hopes.
Signor Bassanio, hear me. If I had not put on a sober habit, wear prayer books in my pocket, look demurely, nay, more, when grace is saying, hood my eyes, thus with my hat, and sigh, and say amen, never trust me more.
Well, we shall see your bearing.
Nay, but we bar tonight. You shall not gauge me by what we do tonight.
Nay, that were pity.
doubt will leave my father so. Our house is hell, and thou, merry devil, didst rob it of some taste of tediousness. But fare thee well. Here is a ducat for thee. And Lancelot, soon at supper shall thou see Lorenzo, who is thy new master's guest. Give him this letter. Do it secretly. And so farewell. I would not have my father see me and talk with thee.
Adieu. Tears exhibit my tongue, but adieu. These foolish drops do somewhat drown my manly spirit. But adieu.
Farewell, good Lancelot. Alack, what heinous sin it is in me to be ashamed to be my father's child. For although I am a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manner. O Lorenzo, if thou keep thy promise, I shall end this strife, become a Christian and thy loving wife.
Nay, we will slink away at supper time, and then meet us at my lodging and furnish us all in an hour.
We have not made good preparation.
You've not spoken yet of the torchbearers.
'Tis vile unless it be quaintly ordered, and in my mind, best not undertook.
'Tis now but 4 o'clock. We have 2 hours to furnish us. Friend Lancelot, what's the news?
And it shall please you to break this up, it shall seem to signify.
I know the hand. Oh, in faith, 'tis a fair hand, and whiter than the paper it is writ on is the fair hand that writ.
Love news in faith.
By your leave, sir.
Where goest thou?
Marry, sir, to bid my old master, the Jew, to sup tonight with my new master, the Christian.
Hold here, and take this. Tell gentle Jessica that I will not fail her, and speak it privately. On, gentlemen, meet me in Gratiano at Gratiano's lodging some hour hence.
'Tis a good thing we do.
Was that not a letter from fair Jessica?
Oh, I must needs tell thee all! Oh, she hath directed how I shall take her from her father's house, and what gold and jewels she is furnished with, what page's suit she hath in readiness, and if ere the Jew her father goes to heaven, it shall be for his gentle daughter's sake. Come, go with me. Peruse this as thou goest, for Jessica shall be my torchbearer.
Well, thou shalt see, thy eyes shall be the judge, the difference between old Shylock and Bassanio. Why, Jessica, thou shalt not gormandize as thou hast done with me. Why, Jessica, and sleep and snore and rend apparel out. Why, Jessica, I say.
Why, Jessica,
Who bids thee call? I do not bid thee call.
your worship was wont to tell me I could do nothing without bidding.
Call you? What is your will?
I'm bid forth to supper, Jessica. There are my keys. But wherefore should I go? I am not bid for love. They flatter me. But yet, I'll go in hate to feed upon the prodigal Christian. I'm right loath to go. There is some ill brewing towards my rest, for I did dream of money bags tonight.
I beseech you, sir, go. My young master doth expect your approach.
So do I his.
And they did conspire together. I will not say you shall see a mask.
What? Are there masks? Hear you me, Jessica. Lock up my doors, and when you hear the sound of the drum, clamber not up to the casements to gaze on Christian fools with varnished faces. By Jacob's staff, I swear I have no mind of feasting forth tonight. But I will go. Go you before me. Sirrah, say I will come.
I will go before, sir. Mistress, look out window for all this. There will come a Christian by, will be worth a Jewess eye.
What says that fool of Hagar's offspring, huh?
Nothing. His words were, "Farewell, mistress." Nothing else.
The Patch is kind enough, but he sleeps by day more than the wildcat. Well, Jessica, go in. Perhaps I will return immediately. Lock up the doors after you, do as I bid you. Fast bind, fast find.
Farewell. And if my fortune not be crossed, I have a father, you a daughter lost.
This is the penthouse under which Lorenzo bid us make stand.
Oh, his hour is almost past.
And it is a marvel that he outstays his hour. For lovers ever run before the clock?
Oh, Venus's pigeons do fly 10 times faster to seal love's bond, than they are one to keep a bride on board.
That ever holds. For what man rises to the feast with that same keen appetite with which he sits down? All things that are with more spirit chaste than enjoy.
Oh, here comes Lorenzo now. More of this hereafter.
Sweet friends, your patience for my long abode, not I but my affairs, have made you wait. When you shall please to play the thieves for wives, I'll wait for as long as you did. Approach! Here dwells my father Jew. Ho, who's within?
Who are you?
Lorenzo! And thy love.
Lorenzo, certain and my love indeed, for whom I love so much. And now who knows but you, Lorenzo, whether I am yours?
Heaven and fair thoughts are witness that thou art.
Here, catch these ducats. They are worth the pains. I am glad 'tis night and you do not look upon me, for I am much ashamed of my exchange. But love is blind and lovers cannot see the pretty follies that themselves commit. For if they could, Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed to a...
Descend, for you must be my torchbearer.
What? 'Tis an office of discovery, love, and I should be obscured.
Oh, so are you sweet even in the lovely garnish of a boy. But come at once. The close night doth play the runaway, and we are stayed for at Bassanio's feast.
I will make fast the doors and gild myself with more ducats, and I'll be with you straight.
Oh, beshrew me, for I love her heartedly, for she is wise, if I can judge of her. And fair she is, if mine eyes can be true, and true she is, as she herself hath proved. And therefore, like herself wise, fair, and true, she shall be placed in my constant soul. Where art thou come? On, gentlemen, away, for our masking mates by this time for us stay.
Bassanio will presently go aboard.
I am glad on it. I desire no more delights than to be under sail and gone tonight.
I have sent out 20 to find you.
Go, draw aside the curtain and discover the several caskets to this noble prince. Now make your choice.
The first, of gold, which this inscription bears. He who chooses me shall gain what many men desire. The second, silver, which this promise carries. He who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. The third, dull lead, warning all is blunt. He who chooses me must give and hazard all he hath. How shall I know if I can choose the right?
The one of them contains my picture, Prince. If you choose that, then I am yours withal.
Some god direct my judgment. Let me see. I will survey the inscriptions back again. What says this leaden casket? He who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. Must give for what? For lead? Hazard for lead? This casket threatens. Men that hazard all do it in hopes of fair advantages. A golden mine stoops not to shows of dross. I'll then nor give nor hazard aught for lead. What says the silver with a virgin hue? He who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. As much as he deserves. Pause there, Morocco, and weigh thy value with an even hand. Thou be strated by thy estimation, thou dost deserve enough, and yet enough may not extend so far as to the lady. What if I strayed no further, but chose here? Let's see once more this saying engraved in gold. He who chooses me shall gain what many men desire. Why, that's the lady. All the world desires her, from the four corners of the earth they come, to kiss this shrine, this mortal breathing saint. One of these three contains her heavenly picture. Never so rich a gem was set in worse than gold. Deliver me the key. Here I do choose, and thrive as I may.
There, take it. And if my form lie there, then I am yours withal.
Oh, hell! What have we here? Carrion skull, within whose empty eye there's a written scroll? I'll read the writing. All that glisters is not gold. Often you have heard that told. Many a man his life hath sold, but my outside to behold. Gilded tombs do worms enfold. Had you been as wise as bold, young in limbs and judgment old, your answer had not been inscrolled. Fare you well, your suit is cold. Cold indeed, and labor lost. Farewell heat and welcome frost. Portia, adieu, I have too rude to heart. Take a tedious leave, thus losers part.
A gentle riddance. Draw the curtains, go.
Why, Madame, I saw Bassanio's ship under sail.
And with him has Graziano gone along. But on their ship, I am sure Lorenzo's not. Shylock, the villain, with outcries, raised the Duke, who went with him to search the ship, but they came too late. It was already under sail.
As I heard Shylock utter in the streets, "Oh, my ducats! Oh, my daughter! Fled with a Christian! Oh, my Christian ducats! Justice, the law, my daughter! Oh."
Yes, the Duke was made to understand that in a gondola was seen amorous Jessica and her Lorenzo. All the boys in Venice do follow him, crying, "His stones, his daughter, his ducats." Let good Antonia look she keep her day, or she will pay for this.
Very well remembered. I reasoned with a Frenchman yesterday who told me that in the narrow seas that part the French and the English, there miscarried a vessel of our country richly fraught. And I thought upon you, dear Antonia, when I heard the news, but wished in silence that it were not yours.
You were best to tell me what you hear, yet why so suddenly? You wish to grieve me more.
A kinder, more gentle woman treadeth not the earth. But I also saw you and Bassanio part. Bassanio told you some speed of his return, and you answered, "Do not so slubber business for my sake, Bassanio, but stay the very ripings of time." And with wondrous affection, you wrung Bassanio's hand, and so you parted.
I think I only love the world for him. Beseech your pardon, sir, I must depart.
Antonia.
Quick, I must draw the curtains straight. The Prince of Aragon has taken his oath and comes to his election presently. Behold, there stand the caskets, noble prince.
Father, I am enjoined by oath to 3 things. First, never to unfold to anyone of which casket I did choose. Next, if I do fail in choice of casket, to never in my life woo a maid in the way of marriage. Lastly, if I do fail in fortune of my choice, immediately to leave you and be gone.
To these injunctions everyone doth swear that comes to hazard for my worthless self.
And so have I addressed me. Fortune now upon my heart's hope. Gold, silver, and base lead.
Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath.
You shall look fair ere I give or hazard. What says the gold chest?
Let me see. Who chooseth me will gain what many men desire.
What many men desire. That many may be meant by the fool multitude, who choose by show, not learning more than the fond eye doth teach. I will not choose what many men desire, because I will not jump with common spirits and rank me with the barbarous multitude. On to the silver treasured house. Tell me again what title thou dost bear.
Who chooseth me will get as much as he deserves.
And well said, too. Let one not presume to have an undeserved dignity. Oh, that estates, degrees, and offices were not derived corruptly, and that clear honor were purchased by the merit of the wearer. Well, but to my choice. Who chooseth me will get as much as he deserves. I will assume desert. Give me a key for this, and instantly unlock my fortunes here. Oh.
Too long a pause for that which you find there.
What is here? The portrait of a blinking idiot! Do I deserve no more than a fool's head? Is this my prize? Are my deserts no better? What is here? Some there be that shadows kiss, such have but a shadow's bliss. There be fools alive, I wish, silver door, and so is this. I will ever be your head. So be gone, sir, you are sped. Still the more fool I shall appear by the time I linger here. With one fool's head I came to woo, but now I leave with 2. Sweet adieu.
Oh, these deliberate fools. When they do choose, they have the wisdom by their wit to lose. Come, draw the curtain, Nerissa.
Where is my lady?
Here, what would my lord?
Madam, there is alighted at your gate a young Venetian, who comes before to signify the approaching of his lord, who brings gifts of rich value. Yet, I have not seen so likely an ambassador of love. A day in April never came so sweet to show costly summer was at hand than this forespurrer comes before his lord.
No more, I pray thee. I am half afeard that will anon say he is some kin to thee, thou spendest such high day wit in praising him. Come, Nerissa, for I long to see quick Cupid's post that comes so mannerly.
Bassanio, Lord Love, if thy will it be.
Now, what news on the Rialto?
Why, it lives there unchecked that Antonio hath a ship of rich lading wracked on the narrow seas.
Is it true?
I would it might prove the end of your losses.
Let me say amen betimes, lest the devil cross my prayer. Oh, how now, Shylock? What news?
You knew! None so well as you of my daughter's flight. She is damned for it.
That's certain, if the devil may be her judge. But tell us whether you have heard any news of Antonia having any losses at sea or no.
There I have another bad match. Let her look to her bonds. She was wont to call me a usurer. Let her look to her bonds. She was wont to lend money for a Christian courtesy. Let her look to her bonds.
Why, I am sure that if she forfeit, that will not take her flesh. What's that good for?
To bait fish withal. If it feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. She hath laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, and what's her reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be by Christian example? Why? Revenge. The villainy you teach me, I will execute, and it will go hard, but I will better the instruction. How now? How now, Tubal? What news? Hast thou found my daughter?
I often came where I did hear of her, but I could not find her.
Why? There. A diamond gone cost me 2,000 in Frankfurt. I never felt it till now. 2,000 in that and other precious jewels. I would my daughter were dead at my foot and the jewels in her ear. No news of them. Why so? Loss upon loss. No satisfaction, no revenge, nor no ill luck but what lights on my shoulders.
Yet others have ill luck too. Antonia, as I heard in Genoa.
What? Ill luck?
Hath an argosy castaway, come from Tripolis.
I thank God! I thank God! Is it true?
Yes, I did speak with some of the sailors who escaped the wreck.
I am glad of it. I'll plague her. I'll torture her. I am glad of it.
But I did hear your daughter spent in one night 40 ducats.
Thou stickest a dagger in me, Tubal. 40 ducats. In a sitting. 40 ducats.
Aye.
Well, I will have her. Go, Tubal, fetch me an officer. Bespeak her a fortnight before. Go, Tubal. If she forfeit, I will have the heart of her.
I pray you forbear a while. Linger a day or two before you choose, for in choosing wrong, I lose your company. Therefore forbear.
Let me choose. For as I am, I live upon the rack.
Away then. I am locked in one of them. If you do love me, you will find me out. Nerissa and the rest stand all aloof. Live thou. I live in much, much more dismay. I view the fight than thou that makest the fray.
So may the outward shows be least themselves. The world is still deceived with ornament. Therefore thou, gaudy gold, hard food for Midas, I will none of thee. Nor none of thee, thou pale and common drudge between man and man. But thou meager lead, which rather threatenest than dost promise aught, thy plainness moves me more than eloquence. And so choose I. Joy be the consequence.
How all other passions fleet to air. Oh, love! Be moderate. Allay thy ecstasy.
What find I here? Fair Portia's counterfeit! Here is the scroll, the continent and summary of my fortune. You that chose not by the view, chance as fair and choose as true. Since this fortune falls to you, be content and seek no new. A gentle scroll. Fair lady, by your leave, I come by note to give and to receive, as doubtful whether what I see be true, until confirmed, signed, ratified by you.
You see me, Lord Bassanio, where I stand. Though for myself I would not be so ambitious in my wish, yet for you I would be troubled 20 times myself. This house, these servants, and the same myself are yours, my lord. I give them with this ring, which, when you part from, lose, or give away, let it presage the ruin of your love.
Madam, there is such confusion in my powers, where every something being blent together turns to a wild of nothing, save joy, expressed and not expressed. But when this ring parts from this finger, so parts life from hence.
My lord and lady, it is now our time that have stood by and seen our wishes prosper to cry, good joy, my lord and lady.
My lord Bassanio, and my gentle lady, I wish you all the joy that you may wish. For I'm sure you can wish none from me. And when your duties mean to solemnize the bargain of your faith, I beseech you, even at that time, I may be married too!
With all my heart, so thou canst get a wife.
Ah! I thank your lordship. You have got me one! Your fortune stood there upon the caskets, and so did mine too, as the matter falls. I had a promise of this fair one here to have for love, provided your fortune achieved her mistress.
Is this true, Nerissa?
Madam, it is, so you stand pleased with all.
And do you, Graziano, mean good faith?
Yes, faith, my lord.
Our marriage shall be much honored in your feasting.
But who comes here? Lorenzo and his infidel. And my good friend, Salario.
Lorenzo! And Salario, welcome! By your leave, good lady, Sweet Portia, I bid my very friends and countrymen welcome.
So do I, my lord. They are entirely welcome.
I thank your honor. For my part, my lord. Our purpose was not to have seen you here, but meeting with Solario by the way. And he did entreat me, past all saying nay, to come along with him.
I did, my lord, and I have a reason for it. Signorina Antonia commends you to her.
Ere I ope her letter, I pray you tell me how my good friend doth.
There's a cheerier stranger. Bid her welcome. Your friend! Oh, your hand, Valerio. What's the news in Venice? How doth that royal merchant, Antonia? I know she will be glad of our success. We are the Jasons. We have won the fleece.
I would you had won the fleece that she hath lost.
There are some shrewd contents in yon same paper. With leave, Bassanio, I am half yourself and must freely have the half of anything that this same paper brings you.
Sweet Portia, here are a few of the unpleasantest words that ever blotted paper. Good lady, when I did first impart my love to you, I freely told you all the wealth I had ran in my veins. I should have told you then. I have engaged myself to a dear friend. Engaged my friend to her mere enemy to feed my needs. Sweet lady, here's a letter. The paper, the very body of my friend, and every word in it a gaping wound issuing lifeblood. But is it true, Solario? Hath all her ventures failed? What? Not one hit. From Tripolis, from Mexico and England. And not one escaped the dreadful touch of merchant marring rocks.
Not one, my lord. And besides, it should appear that even if she did have the present money to discharge the Jew, he would not take it. He would not. He is so infatuated with his bond, he piles at the Duke at morning and at night, and doth impeach the freedom of the state, that he should have his justice. None can drive him from this envious plea of forfeiture, of justice, and of his bond.
When I was with him, I've heard him swear to Tubal and to Chus that he would rather have Antonia's bond than 20 times the value of the sum that she does owe him. And I know, my lord, that if law, authority, and power deny not, it will go hard with poor Antonia.
Is it your dear friend that is thus in trouble?
The dearest friend to me, the kindest one.
What sum owes she the Jew?
For me, 3,000 ducats.
What, no more? Pay him 6,000 and deface the bond. Double 6,000 and then treble that before a friend of this description shall lose a hair through Bassanio's fault. First, go with me to church and call me wife. Then to Venice to your friend, but let me hear the letter.
Sweet Bassanio, my ships have all miscarried. My creditor grows cruel. My estate is very low. My bond to the Jew is forfeit, and since in paying it, it is impossible that I should live, all debts are cleared between you and I, if I might but see you at my death. Notwithstanding, use your pleasure. If your love do not persuade you to come, let not my letter.
Oh, love. Dispatch all business and be gone.
Since I have your good leave to go away, I will make haste, but till I come again, no bed shall e'er be guilty of my stay, nor rest be interposer twixt us twain.
Jailer, look to her. Tell not me of mercy. That is the fool that lent out money gratis. Jailer, look to her.
Hear me yet, good Shylock.
I'll have my bond. Speak not against my bond. Thou callest me dog before thou hast a cause. But since I am a dog, beware my fangs.
He is the most impenetrable cur that ever kept his
Let
man.
him alone, let him alone.
I'll follow him no more with bootless prayers. He seeks my life. His reason well I know, I oft delivered from his forfeitures many that have at times made moan to me, therefore he hates me.
I'm sure the Duke will not grant this forfeiture to hold.
The Duke cannot deny the course of law, since that the commodity that strangers have with us in Venice, if that be denied, 'twill much impeach the justice of the state. Pray God, Bassanio come to see me pay his debt. And then I care not. Well, jailer, on.
Madam, if you knew to whom you show this honor to, how true a gentleman you send relief. And I know you would be prouder of the work than customary bounty can enforce you.
I never did repent for doing good, nor shall not now. How little is the cost I have bestowed in purchasing the semblance of my soul out of a state of hellish cruelty. But this comes too near the praising of myself, therefore no more of it. Here other things. Lorenzo, into your hand I commit the husbandry and manage of my house until my lord's return. As for myself, I have toward heaven breathed a secret vow to live in prayer and contemplation, only attended by Nerissa here until her husband and my lord's return. There's a monastery 3 miles off, where we will abide.
Dear lady, with all my heart, I shall obey you in all fair commands.
So fare you well till we shall meet again.
I wish your ladyship all heart's content.
I thank you for your wish, and am well pleased to wish it back on you. Fare you well, Jessica. Now, Belshazzar, take this letter. See thou deliver it into the hand of my cousin, Dr. Bellario. Look what notes and garments he doth give thee, and bring them to the common ferry. Waste no time in words, but get thee gone. I shall be there before thee.
Madam, I go with all convenient speed.
Come on, Nerissa. We'll see our husbands before they think of us.
Shall they see us?
They shall. And I'll hold thee any wager that when accoutred like young men, I'll prove the prettier fellow of the two.
Why, shall we turn to men?
Fie, what a question's that? But come, I'll tell thee all my whole device when I'm in my coach. Now haste away, for we must measure 20 miles today.
And now it's off to the races, boys and girls. It's time to empty your tanks, take your legs for a spin, and arrive at the auditorium in 15 minutes, in time for the remainder of the play. Godspeed, good luck, and see you momentarily.
All rise for the Honorable Duke.
Be seated. What? Is one in here?
Ready, so please your grace.
I am sorry for thee. Thou hast come to answer a stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty of any dram of mercy.
I have heard your grace has taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course. But since he stands obdurate and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit the very tyranny and rage of his.
Go on, call the Jew into the court.
He stands ready at the door. He comes, my lord.
Make room, let him stand before our face.
Shylock. The world thinks, and I think too, that you'd but lead this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of the act, and then 'tis thought thy show thy mercy and remorse more strange than thy strange apparent cruelty. And now, where is now thy exact the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh? Thou would not only lose the forfeiture, but being touched with human gentleness and love, forgive a moiety of the principal.
I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and I have sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, let danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. You'll ask me why I choose rather to have a weight of carrion flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. I give no reason, nor I will not, more than a lodged hate and certain loathing I bear Antonia, that I follow thus a losing suit against her. Are you answered?
This is no answer, thou unfeeling man, to excuse the current of thy cruelty.
I am not bound to please thee with my answer.
Do all men kill the things they do not love?
Hates any man that think he would not kill?
Every offense is not a hate at first.
What? Wouldst thou have a serpent sting thee twice?
Bassanio, I pray you think. You question now with Shylock. You may as well go stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bait his usual height. You may as well use question with the wolf why he hath made the ewe bleat for the lamb. You may as well do anything most hard as seek to soften him. Therefore I do beseech the court make no more offers. Use no further means, but with all brief and plain conveniency let me have judgment. And Shylock what he will.
For thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6.
If every ducat in 6,000 ducats were in 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them, I would have my bond.
How shalt thou hope for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? The pound of flesh which I demand of her is dearly bought. 'Tis mine, and I will have it. If you deny it, fie upon your law. I stand for judgment. Answer, shall I have it?
Upon my power, I may dismiss this court, unless Valerio, a young and learned doctor whom I have sent for to determine this, come here today.
My lord, here stands without a messenger with letters from the doctor, news from Padua.
Bring us the letters. Call the messenger.
Good cheer, Antonia. What? Courage yet. Shylock shall have my flesh, blood, bones, and all, ere thou shalt shed for me one drop of blood.
The weakest kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground, and so let me. You cannot be better employed, Bassanio, than to live still and to write my epitaph.
Come you from Padua, from Valerio?
From both, my lord. Valerio greets your grace.
Can no prayers pierce thee?
No, none that thou hast wit enough to make.
Oh, be thou damned, inexorable dog! Thou almost make me waver in my faith. To hold opinion with Pythagoras. To think that the souls of animals should infuse themselves into the trunks of men. For thy desires are wolfish, bloody, starved, and ravenous.
Repair thy wit, good youth, or it will fall to cureless ruin. I stand here for law.
This letter from Valerio doth commend a young and learned doctor to the court. Where is he?
He attendeth here hard by, to know your answer, whether you'll admit him.
With all my heart. Go and give him courteous conduct to this place. Meantime, the court shall hear Valerio's letter.
Your grace shall understand that at the receipt of your letter I am very sick. But in the instant that your messenger came, in loving visitation was with me a young doctor of Rome. His name is Balthazar. I acquainted him with the cause and controversy. We turned o'er many books together. He is furnished with my opinion, which, bettered with his own learning, the greatness whereof I cannot enough commend, comes with him at my importunity to fill up your grace's request in my stead. I beseech you, let his lack of years be no impediment to let him lack a revered estimation, for I never knew so young a body with so old a head. I leave him to your gracious acceptance, whose trial shall better publish his commendation.
You hear the learned Valerio what he writes, and here I take the Dr. Come. You're welcome, take your place. Antonia, old Shylock, both stand forward.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow. You stand within his danger, do you not?
Aye, so he says.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful.
On what compulsion must I? Tell me that.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty wherein doth lie the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself. An earthly power doth then show likest gods when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy.
My deeds upon my head. I crave the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bonds.
Is she not able to discharge the money?
Yes, yes. I tender it for her in the court. Yea, twice the sum. If that will not suffice, I shall be bound to pay it 10 times or on forfeit of my hands, my head, my heart. If that will not suffice, why then it must appear that malice bears down truth. I beseech you, rest once the law to your authority. Do a little wrong to do a great right and hurt this cruel devil of his will.
It must not be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established.
A Daniel, a second Daniel, come to judgment. O wise young judge, how I do honor thee.
I pray you, let me look upon the bond.
Here 'tis, most reverend doctor, here it is.
Shylock, there's thrice thy money offered thee.
An oath, I have an oath in heaven. Wouldst thou have me lay perjury on my soul? No, not for Venice.
Why then this bond is forfeit, and lawfully by this the Jew may claim a pound of flesh, to be cut off by him nearest the merchant's heart. Be merciful, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond.
Proceed to judgment. By my soul I swear there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. I stay here on my bond.
Most heartily I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Why then thus it is. You must prepare your chest for his knife.
Most rightful judge.
Therefore, lay bare your chest. Are there any balance here to weigh the flesh?
I have them ready.
Have by some surgeon, Shylock, on your charge, to stop her wounds, lest she do bleed to death.
Is it so nominated in the bond?
It is not so expressed, but what of that? 'Twere good you do so much for charity.
I cannot find it. 'Tis not in the bond.
You merchant, have you anything to say?
Sire, but little. I am armed and well prepared. Bassanio, give me your hand. Fare you well. Grieve not that I am fallen to this for you, for herein fortune shows herself more kind than is her custom. From this lingering penance of such misery she doth cut me off. Commend me to your honorable wife. Tell her the process of Antonia's end. Say how I loved you. Speak me fair in death, and when the tale is told, bid her be judge whether Bassanio had not once a love. Repent not you that you should lose your friend, for she repents not that she pays your debt. And if the knife do cut but deep enough, I'll pay it instantly, with all my heart.
Antonia, I am married to a wife which is as dear to me as all the world, but all the world, my life, and my wife herself are not with me esteemed above thy life. I would lose all. I sacrifice them all here to this devil to deliver you.
Your wife would give you little thanks for that. She were by to hear you make the offer.
I have a wife. I protest. I love. I would she were in heaven, that she might entreat some higher power to change this cursed Jew.
'Tis well you offered behind her back, the which would make else an unquiet house.
We trifle time, I pray thee, pursue sentence.
A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it.
Most rightful judge.
And you must cut this flesh from off her chest. The law doth give it, and the court awards it.
Most excellent judge. A sentence.
Bassanio, it's all right. It's all right, you can
Come. Prepare.
No, you will be Harry! There is something else. This bond doth give thee no jot of blood. The words expressly are a pound of flesh. Therefore take thy bond and take thy pound of flesh. But in the cutting of it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are, by the laws of Venice, confiscate unto the state of Venice.
Oh, learned judge. A learned judge.
Is that the law?
Thyself shall see the act, for as thou urgest justice, be assured thou shalt have justice, and more than thou desirest.
A learned judge. A learned judge.
Why doth the Jew pause?
Give me this. Pay the bond thrice and let the Christian go.
Soft, the Jew shall have all justice. Soft, no haste. He shall have nothing but the penalty.
A second Daniel. A Daniel Jew? Now, infidel, I have thee on the hip.
Why doth the Jew pause? Take thy forfeiture.
Give me my principal and let me go.
I have the money ready for thee. Here it is.
He hath refused it in the open court. He shall have merely justice and his bond.
A second Daniel! A Daniel Jew! Now, I thank thee for teaching me that word.
Shall I not have barely my principal?
Thou shalt have nothing but the forfeiture.
Why then, the devil give her good of it. I'll stay no longer.
Terry, the law has yet another hold on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice, when it be proved against an alien, that whether by direct or indirect attempt he seek the life of a citizen, the party against which he doth contrive shall seize 1/2 of his lands and goods. The other half goes to the privy coffer of the state, and his life lies in the hands of the Duke only. In which predicament, I say, thou standest. Down, therefore, and beg mercy of the Duke.
That thou shalt see the difference of our spirits, I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth is Antonia's, and the other comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive into a fine.
I for the state, not for Antonia.
I pray thee, spare not even my life. Thou takest my house when you take the prop that doth sustain my house. You take my life when you take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can you render him, Antonia?
A halter gratis. Nothing else!
So please, my lord the Duke and all the court, to quit the fine for one half of his goods, I am content, provided that he let me have the other half in use to render it upon his death unto the gentleman who lately stole his daughter. And one thing more, that for this charity, you do record a gift here in the court of all you die possessed unto your son, Lorenzo, and your daughter.
You shall do this, or else I do recant the pardon I late pronounced here.
Art thou contented, Jew? What dost thou say?
I am content.
Clerk, draw a deed of gift.
I pray thee, give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me, and I will sign it.
Get thee gone, but do it. Serves you not. Antonia, gratify this young gentleman, for in my mind you much are greatly bounded.
Most worthy gentlemen, I must entreat you. My friend and I have by your wisdom been this day acquitted of grievous penalties, the which wherefore 3,000 ducats due unto the Jew we freely cope your courteous pains withal,
and stand indebted to you over and above in love and service forever.
He who is well satisfied is well paid, and I, in delivering you, am well satisfied, and therefore do account myself well paid. I pray you, know me when we meet again. I wish you well, and so I take my leave.
Dear sir, of course, I must attend to you further. 3,000 ducats. As a tribute, not as a fee. Take it.
You press me far, and therefore I will yield. Give me your gloves. I'll keep them for your sake. And for your love, I'll take this ring. Do not draw back your hand. I'll take nothing more. And you, in love, will not deny me this.
Oh, alas! This ring! Oh, 'tis but a trifle. I will not shame myself to give you this.
Indeed, I will have nothing else. Now methinks I've a mind to it.
There's more depends on this than on the value. I pray you, the dearest ring in Venice will I give you, and find it out by proclamation only for this, pardon me.
I see, sir. You are liberal in offers.
No, good sir. My wife did give me this, and when she put it on my finger, made me swear never to sell, nor give, nor lose it.
That SKU serves many a man to keep his gifts, and if your wife be not a mad woman, know how well I have deserved the ring. She would not hold out enemy forever for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you.
My lord, Bassanio, let him have the ring. Let his deserving and my love withal be valued against your wife's commandment.
Go, Graziano. Give him the ring, and get him, if I can, to come unto Antonia's house. Away! Quickly!
Inquire about the Jew's house.
Now and I shall
give him this deed, and let him sign it. We'll away this night and be a day home before our husbands. Oh, this deed will be well welcome to Lorenzo.
Sisters! You're well overtaken. My lord, Bassanio, does, upon further advice, give you this ring.
and doth entreat your company at dinner.
That cannot be. His ring I do accept most thankfully, and I pray you tell him so. I pray you, show my youth toward Shylock's house.
That will I do.
Sir, I would speak to you. I'll see if I can get my husband's ring, which I do make him swear to keep forever.
Thou mayest, I warrant, will have an old swearing that they gave the rings away to men, but will outface them, and outswear them too. Way make haste, thou knowest where I will carry.
Come, good sir, will you show me to his house?
How bright the moon shines in such a night, when the sweet wind did gently kiss the trees and did make no noise in such a night.
In such a night stood Dido with a willow in her hand upon the wild sea banks, and did waft her love to come again to Carthage.
In such a night did Jessica steal from the wealthy Jews, and with an unthrift love did run from Venice as far as Belmont.
Hark! I heard the footing of a man.
Who comes so fast in the silence of the night?
Balthazar, I bring word that my madam will be here at Belmont before the break of day.
Who comes with her?
None but the holy hermit and her maid. I pray you, is my master yet returned?
He is not, nor have we heard from him. But we go in. I pray thee, Jessica, let us ceremoniously prepare some welcome for the mistress of the house.
Salah! Salah! Woha! Ho! Salah!
Who calls?
Salah! Did you see Master Lorenzo? Master Lorenzo! Salah!
Lead, howlery man. Here.
Where?
Here!
Tell him there's news come from my master. With his horns full of good news, my master will be here ere morning. Salah!
Sweet soul, let's in, and there expect their coming. Yet, why no matter? Why should we? My friend Balthazar, signify, I pray you, within the house your mistress is at hand, and bring forth your music into the air. How sweet the moonlight sleeps upon this bank. Here we will sit and let the sounds of music creep into our ears. Soft stillness in the night become the touches of sweet harmony. Sit, Jessica, and look how the floor of heaven is thick and laid with patines of bright gold. There is not the smallest orb which thou beholdest, but in his motion like an angel sings, still choiring to the young-eyed cherubims. Such harmony is in immortal souls. But whilst this muddy vesture of decay doth grossly close it in, we cannot hear it. Oh, come, ho! Wake Diana with a hymn, and let the sweetest touches pierce her mistress's ear and draw her home with music. In himself, nor is he moved with the concords of sweet sounds. 'Tis fit for treasons, stratagems, and spoils. But the motions of his spirit are as dull as night and dark as Erebus. Mark my words, let no such man be trusted. Mark the music.
In my hall. How far that little candle throws his beams. So shines a good deed in a naughty world.
That is the voice, or am I much deceived of Portia, dear lady? Welcome home.
We have been praying for our husband's welfare, which speed we hope the better for our words. Are they returned?
Madam, they are not, but there is a messenger that come to signify their coming. Your husband is at hand. I hear his trumpet.
You are welcome home, my lord.
I thank you, madam. This is the one, this is Antonia, to whom I am so infinitely bound.
You should in all sense be much bound to her, for as I hear, she was much bound for you.
No more than I am well acquitted of.
You are welcome to our house.
By yonder moon, I swear you do me wrong. In faith, I gave it to the judge's clerk.
Oh, a quarrel? Already? What's the matter?
About a hoop of gold, a paltry ring that she did give me.
You swore to me, when I did give it you, that you should wear it till your hour of death, and that it would lie with you in your grave.
Now, by this head, I swear, I gave it to a youth. A boy! A kind of boy, this little scrub boy. No higher than thyself. The judge's clerk, a prating boy, that begged it as a fee. I could not, for my heart, deny it him.
You were to blame. I must be plain with you to part so slightly with your wife's first gift. I gave my love a ring and made him swear never to part from it. And here he stands. I dare be sworn for him that he would not part it from or pluck it from his finger for all the wealth the world masters.
Why, I were best to cut my left hand off and swear I lost the ring defending it.
My lord Bassanio gave his ring away too! Unto the judge that begged it, and indeed deserved it too. And then the boy, his clerk, he begged mine. And neither man nor master would take aught but the 2 rings.
What ring gave you, my lord? Not that I hope that you received of me.
If I could add a lie unto a fault, I would deny it, but you can see, my finger hath not the ring upon it. It is gone.
Even so void is your false heart of truth.
Madam, if you did know to whom I gave the ring, if you did know for whom I gave the ring, or could conceive for what I gave the ring, or how unwillingly I left the ring, when naught would be accepted but the ring, you would abate the strength of your displeasure.
If you had known the virtue of the ring, or half her honor that gave the ring, or your own honor to contain the ring, you would not then have parted so slightly with the ring. I'll die for it, but some woman has the ring.
No, no, on my honor, madam, by my soul, no woman had it, but a civil doctor, who did refuse 3,000 ducats of me, and begged the ring, the which I did deny him, and suffered him to go displeased away, even he that did abate the life of my dear friend. What should I say, sweet lady? My honor would not let ingratitude so much besmear it. Gentle lady, by these blessed candles of the night, had you been there, I think you would have begged the ring of me to give the worthy doctor.
I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels.
You are welcome, notwithstanding.
Fair Portia, I pray you, forgive me this enforced wrong. Pardon me this fault, and on my honor, by my soul, I never more will break an oath with thee.
I once did lend my body for his wealth. I dare be bound again, my soul, upon the forfeit that your lord will never more break faith advisedly.
Why then you shall be his surety. Give him this ring, and bid him keep it better than the other.
Here, Lord Bassanio, swear to keep this ring.
By heaven, it is the same I gave the doctor.
You are all amazed. Here is a letter. Unseal it at your leisure. There you shall find that Portia was the doctor, Larissa here her clerk. Lorenzo shall witness that I set forth even as soon as you, and am but now returned. I have hardly set foot in my house. Antonia, you are welcome, and I have better things in store for you than you imagine. Unseal this letter soon. There you shall find that 3 of your argosies are richly come into harbor suddenly. You shall not know by what strange accident I chanced on this letter.
I am dumbstruck. Were you the doctor and I knew you not?
Were you the clerk?
Sweet lady, you have given me life and living, for here I breathe for certain that my ships are safely come to road.
How now, Lorenzo? My clerk hath some good comforts too for you.
Aye, and I'll give them him without a fee. There do I give to you and Jessica, from the rich Jew, a special deed of gift, after his death, of all he dies possessed of.
Fair ladies, you drop manna in the way of starved people.
It is almost morning, and yet I am sure you are not satisfied of these events at full. Let us go in, and we will charge ourselves there upon intergratiores, and answer all things faithfully.
Let it be so. And so long as I live, I'll fear no other thing so sore as keeping safe Nerissa's ring.